Damaged windows can lead to leaks and bigger problems down the road. Watch Getting Results at Home, sponsored by Renewal by Anderson, for more DIY tips.
Watch Eric Von Anken, weekend evenings on News. Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood. Now it's 7 p.m.
Now it's 7 on this Saturday, an inside look at the charity behind the charity. What this one does and did today that is so critical for so many here in Central Florida. But first tonight, celebrating a century. We head to Oviedo, where the city's ringing in 100 years with a huge celebration. We are there for it. Good evening to you. I'm Eric Von Anken. Glad you're here with us on this Saturday night. The city in Seminole County was started back in 1925. With just 800 people. Well, especially over the last few decades, growth in Oviedo, we've been telling you, has exploded. The party is going strong at Center Lake Park, where News 6's Jarrell Baker is there live. Yes, still full behind you, Jarrell.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of things that are going on. Actually, I have a friend right here. If I was 7 foot tall, I'd probably do an interview with her and try to talk with her. You got still people. There you go. A lot of people having a fun. We have my friend over here on the bicycle doing a bunch of tricks. There's so much stuff that you can do while you're out here in Oviedo. See, it's a celebration of their 100-year history right there in the Cultural Center, right behind, in front of me where I'm staring at. You can go and look at several displays that will take you through a walk through the city's history. It'll start all the way with the way the city was founded on agriculture, which is celery and also citrus fruit harvesting, all the way to modern times right now. Now, I was talking with the mayor, Megan Sladick, and she says she wants everyone to have a good time, but she's also hoping that people take away a couple of history nuggets as well.
Making it 100 years as an official incorporated city is a huge deal. A lot of businesses come and go, but the city of Oviedo, we are here to stay. This is almost like you're at a theme park. It doesn't matter where you are, there's going to be entertainment within earshot. All of the sound cones are pointing different directions, so we have 3-4 different entertaining areas going simultaneously.
Give me this. All right, I'm going to ask one of my friends a question. Just tell us, what do you think about the 100-year celebration?
Oh, so far it's amazing. Everyone's loving it here. The turnout has been great as well. I even played some of the games.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool, got it. And we saw a lot of people playing several of the games, even some of the basketball games and so much more. We actually have a couple of your friends right behind you here as well, too. Yeah, we're
better at it.
Oh, yeah. So we're a lot of fun out here. Once again, this event runs until 9 p.m. so you can come on out, get some food, meet some of our tall friends here, and just have a good time. Eric?
Jarrell, very good thing you have long arms. You can do that interview. DJ's behind the camera, I know. DJ, can you pan left? Is that plate still spinning that the young man got going right at the beginning of your live shot, Jarrell?
Oh, look at that. He's on the tricycle right now.
Okay, he's moved on.
He's on that tricycle better. Yeah.
He's moved on, and I'm sure the young man has too.
There you go.
Jarrell, you said this goes till 9 p.m., so still a couple hours for people to check this out. We'll check in with you again tonight at 11 o'clock. Thank you, sir. Just a few weeks ago, News 6, remember, hit the road in Oviedo, covering everything from the Pinball Lounge to the Farmers Market. You can check out everything related to our special coverage of Oviedo by visiting clickorlando.com, selecting the Hits the Road tab. We invested a lot of time in that community. Our other big story tonight, the heat and no rain, which means a continued fire threat and drought-like conditions. We just got this video into our newsroom of heavy smoke coming from the Apopka landfill. That is the mountain you see behind those homes. Now, this was burning behind the 414, so traffic there was at a standstill earlier today. You see the fire trucks in this neighborhood shooting water at this fire. This is the video of people stuck on the 414. In fact, firefighters are saying several roads in the area were closed. That's what led to the backup. Firefighters say the fire right now is out, at least for tonight at the landfill. Meteorologist Dave Nazario is in for Samara. David, no rain this weekend, but maybe Monday.
Monday is looking fairly promising. You know, it's funny you mentioned the brush fire and traffic, as if we already don't have enough traffic across Central Florida. Now brush fires are contributing to that. Earlier, we saw a little bit of a signature of some smoke in Osceola County. It looks like the radar is not really picking it up anymore. If you have plans to get out to Oviedo or the Jeep weekend, it's going to be a solid weekend to do so, or just get out, go to the pool, water park, the beach, you name it. You can see the radar is clear. Lord willing, that will be changing as we go through Monday and Tuesday. These are your temperatures right now. Still 89 in Ocala, 86 in the Villages, Orlando at 83. And then look at how much of a drop off there is right along the coast. New Smyrna Beach, 79. Cape Canaveral, 78. So a nice contrast between interior Central Florida and right up along the East Coast. And you can see our dew points have come up a little bit. For Florida standards, we're at that comfortable mark between 60 and 65, but there is going to be some changes here very soon. There's the sea breeze. We're going to talk all about what's going to be possibly driving the thunderstorms with that for your Monday and Tuesday. Back to you, Eric.
Talk to you then, David. Thank you. Students at Evans High School weren't the only ones getting results this morning at Orlando. Volunteers with Light Orlando spent their morning organizing clothes and basic necessities to give to charities right here in Central Florida. News 6's Emily McLeod was there and shows us the impact of this event, why it is so important. Catholics from around the world and leaders from around the world said goodbye to Pope Francis today. Up next, the incredible opportunity for one Florida native during the ceremony at the Vatican. You're watching News 6. We'll be right back on this Saturday evening.
The I-4 food tour is cruising in an RV from Giant Recreation World.
You ever taste something so good that it makes you mad? There are so many flavors in that. This pork is super tender and spicy.
I'm hitting up our local restaurants, trying out their signature dishes, so maybe you can figure out where to eat this weekend. Come on, photographer, I know you're liking that. It's the I-4 food tour.
Sponsored by Giant Recreation World.
Pope Francis was often referred to as the People's Pope, and today scores of people turned out in St. Peter's Square and the streets of Rome to say farewell to him. CBS News' Tony Aiello shows us that some of the readings were delivered by a Florida native. Meteorologist David Nazario back in for Samara again. Same story, but this time change is on the horizon. Maybe rain Monday?
Yeah. I would say there's a good shot for rain. It just won't be for everybody, unfortunately.
Okay.
We have a very interesting feature working its way through Central Florida. We talked all about it at 6, and if you didn't catch us for the 6, well, let's get you up to speed on that with some weather headlines. So first and foremost, we're all very well aware it has been very dry. We now have extreme drought conditions built in for some of our counties across Central Florida, but this second bullet point here, what's ahead? The rain chances are quite literally going to sneak back in from a particular direction, and the sea breeze might actually make a comeback as a result of it. Here's the latest drought monitor. You can see the Villages, parts of Marion County, Lake and Sumter County, and then back into Volusia County. We now have that level 4 out of 5 drought condition. These are extreme drought conditions, and the rest of Central Florida really isn't doing much better. I know we have the color coding here, but to tell you the truth, down in my neck of the woods in Polk County through Orlando, everything's looking brown. Everything is looking very brittle. We need some rain. We need some persistent rain as well. I'm afraid, unfortunately, what we have coming up on Monday and Tuesday is not quite going to get us there, but it will be a nice break. Here's your extreme drought headlines. Sumter, Lake, Marion, and Volusia. The last extreme drought, remember the year, folks, 2017. Over on the digital side, I'm going to talk about why that year is important in relation to the hurricane season, but we'll save that for another point in time. Now, let's go outside, take a look at the water vapor. We still have our ridge built in, weak trough helping to drive the cold front down. You can see a little bit of thunderstorm activity kind of firing up over the mid-Atlantic, not quite making it down into Central Florida just yet. It's hung up right along the Gulf Coast, but then we have another storm system driving severe weather over the plains that'll give it a little nudge off the East Coast and then back in from a different direction. Let's get over to the clouds and rain right now. This is where we sit currently, courtesy of the European model. There's that front moving off the East Coast. As we go through the day tomorrow, notice the cold boundary, the portion of the front that's actually moving still. The blue line is off the East Coast. So typically we wouldn't see it here in Central Florida. We're left with a stationary tail that's back through parts of Georgia, kind of right up against Jacksonville, St. Augustine, and then back further towards the west. But check this out. Watch what happens here. As high pressure works its way over North Carolina, right along the border of the east coast of the United States and the Atlantic, Weather Prediction Center, they don't have a front drawn here. I would have put a front there. There's definitely something moving through the flow. Notice that's when the rain builds up. This here, folks, is called a backdoor cold front. Look at how it comes across Central Florida. It comes in out of the east, moving against the typical flow with which these fronts will move. Normally they're coming in from the northwest, moving southeast, but this comes in out of the east, moving towards the west coast, and that's what's going to help to ramp up our rainfall, but not by much. If you look, we're tracking maybe about an inch in the greater Orlando, Central Florida area, but hey, we'll take whatever we can get at this point because your forecast highs for tomorrow and the next couple days are staying in the 90s. The muggy meter shows that it's also going to get a lot more humid over the next few days as a result of that front coming in. And there you have it. Monday, 40%, tapering down to a 20% on Tuesday. Nice break, though. Notice the 90s are no longer in the forecast for at least the middle portions of this upcoming week, but then we're right back to it as we get ready for the first weekend of May.
We were talking about this earlier. Today we think was the hottest day of the year so far?
Yeah, it seems like it according to the observation, and then tomorrow looks to try to exceed that.
And it only gets
Fun, huh?
And it's not even summer yet.
Here we go. Ryan Welch is here with sports. Magic back in it?
They're back in the series. They did what they had to do. They took care of business on their home court in Game 3, but they know that Game 4 tomorrow is just as pivotal. Coming up, the reasons behind the Magic's post-game mood last night. It was interesting. We'll hear from the team following today's practice just ahead. Welcome back to News 6. One more Magic win, and we've got ourselves a best-of-3 first-round playoff series. Orlando will look to even things up with the Celtics tomorrow night in Game 4 at the Kia Center. And Orlando City playing host to Atlanta United right now. We'll have highlights of that coming up tonight at 11. We'll be right back.
I've dreamt of reporting news here since I was in the 2nd grade because this is my hometown. Growing up in Brevard, I loved watching shuttle launches with my family. I think that's where I get my sense of adventure. I want to be able to help the people here by telling their stories and helping them get results. That's the perfect day for me. Start your day differently. I'm Crystal Moyer. Watch News 6 Mornings.
Weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m. right here on News 6.
Yeah, so you look at the 7-day and we're in for some good stuff, in my opinion anyways, just not enough of it. You look at Monday, 40% shot of rain, tapering as we go through Tuesday with that back-sided front. It's coming in off our east coast, so if you're up towards the northeast or east coast of Central Florida, you're going to be looking at a good shot for rain before the sea breeze takes over on Tuesday, and then 2 days worth of no 90-degree temps before we rock into May 1st.
That's a treat.
And we're right back.
That is a treat.
Take advantage of it.
One of those days, only 89 for you. And unfortunately, not a ton of rain. We'll talk more about it at 11. Enjoy the dinner.
The following program is a paid commercial announcement. The views represented are not necessarily the views of WKMG management and should not be considered as an endorsement.